Very, very many people interested in football, and I always thought that football was a very important game, but I never realized until today just how important it is.
Whether the Wonder Boys of White Hart Lane are or are not the team of the century can't possibly be more than a matter of opinion.
Well, they're the finest team in Great Britain, and one of the best in the world.
We are about the glory of the game. We are about playing with style. We are Tottenham Hotspur. The curve of the ball, the billow of the net, the beating of the trap and the picking of the lock, the swiftness of thought, the lightness of touch. We are Ginola, Greaves, Klinsmann. We are the collective gasp, the intake of breath, the flick, the trick, the 30-yard free kick. We are Hoddle, Mabbott and King. We are the lob, the chip, the dummy and the volley. We are the hat trick, the scissor kick. We are Bill Nick.
That is schoolboy's own stuff.
We are the outside of the boot, the inside of the net, and those seconds that last forever.
It's Lucas Moura. Oh, they did it! I cannot believe it! Lucas Moura with the last kick of the game.
We are Jennings, Defoe, and Perryman. Glory past, glory future. What was, what is, what's next. We are Blanchflower, Ardiles, and Bale. We are about winning with a flourish. We are about winning with style. We are about the glory of the game. Daring to try, daring to risk, daring to dream. To dare is to do.
Hang on there, we've got the wrong background. There we go, Philip. My God, Mr. Brady, you look chilled out there, sir.
Actually, why not? Saturday night.
Hang on, I need to put my reading glasses on because I cannot see a damn thing.
I better sit up straight here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Do you know, me and Philip are like the most organised two channel hosts you're ever likely to meet in your life. Yeah, we're not that. But welcome. It is here. It is back. It's the first one of the year. It's the Cockeral Clock podcast with myself, Dermot, a.k.a. DERMOTRON, and also my brilliantly co-host, who really is there. He's like the godfather of this channel, Philip Brady, a.k.a. the Wanderer, or the Laptop Killer. That's what I'm going to name him now. After his laptop today sadly give up the ghost after 3 years of being in service. Philip, what happened to that? What did you do to the laptop for it to lose its edge? What did you say to him?
As I said earlier, the last thing visible on the laptop was a picture of you on the stream, so I'm blaming you for
it. The laptop saw me, went, DERMOTRON, yay!
It froze completely, and it's still frozen.
My picture's still on it, by the way.
Well, I suppose it is if I opened it up. Yeah.
There you go. You could look at me tonight before you go to bed, Philip.
Yeah, right, okay. You want me to have nightmares for the rest of the night, do you?
Yeah. Anyway, good evening, everyone. Welcome. Hope you're enjoying this. Hope you're having a good Saturday. Philip, what a show we had earlier on the Premier Saturday. It was a cracker of a show, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Right. It was, yeah, and I mean, not a Premier game in sight either, you know?
Yeah. We should rename it Championship Saturday. I know he's gone. He's gone again.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know what's going on here. This bloody... God.
You and technology.
No, it's not. What the hell?
Right, can you hear me now? What's happened to you now?
I don't know what's happened here. Hold on.
Right, I know. Look, I'm going to take you out, Philip, if you can.
I'm going to come back in again because there's something wrong here.
Okay, Grant. Anyway.
Hold on, I'm removed from stage.
There we go. Give me a thumbs up if he's right. Oh, he's gone. He's gone anyway. But big up, everyone. Welcome to the Cockeral Clock podcast. I hope you're all doing well. Please put your comments in the comment section as well, just to help me along as we go through this show. Of course, it is a bit of a build-up to the Man United game tomorrow. the latest injury news, the latest transfer news, the latest everything coming up as we are still within the window. And firstly, I want to say a massive thank you to Stephen Cartwright, who's become a new member. Philip, he's become a member of the Sunny membership. So big up to you,
Very good.
Stephen. We have got loads of stuff. After this, I will be pre-recording. I will be pre-recording a pre-match thoughts before the Man United game. So please look out for that for you members. Now, Philip would normally do it with me, but because Philip, with these technical issues at the moment, will not be joining me unless his phone holds out. Because he's now told me that he hasn't got a charger for it.
Wasn't expecting to be using it as much, you know.
How's she going to get hold of you if your phone goes dead to pick her up tomorrow?
Oh, I mean, I can go out and borrow a charger from my brother-in-law. I can get one out in his house, you know. Oh no, I'll be all right. It's just that I wasn't expecting to be using the phone as much. That's why, like, I was fully charged this afternoon, but now I'm down to about 50%, you know.
All right. Well, okay, fair enough. But anyway, but big up Stephen Cartwright as well. Great to see you in. We've got Daniela Zito. Good evening. I'm looking forward to this Cockeral cockpot. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, well.
Now, anyone that's listened to me on Spotify, I've got about 3 to put up on Spotify since Christmas. I've been very poor putting them up there. I do apologize, guys. People in the chat like to catch me out. Daniela, Carl Simpson are prime examples at that. But big up Daniela. We've got Big T for Man United. Big up Big T. Says more shows than primetime TV, Dermo. And then we like to give our members their money's worth. They pay money for us to give them proper content, and that's what we like to do. If it's not just me and my own, it's me and Philip. If it's Philip on its own, it's Philip and his class of high sociable friends he hangs around with. Like, he goes up to Dublin every Tuesday, and it's like he rings me up, Dermo. I'm with the Taoiseach today, having a drink with him in the pub. You know, Philip is very, very famous over here in Ireland. Not a lot of people.
Don't believe a word he's talking about there.
No, he is. He is the Minister for Foreign Affairs. He doesn't like talking about this, but he is. He set up more deals between Ireland and America than anybody else in the Irish political system. This man is a genius. They call him down in Dublin, he is the Ireland Donald Trump. That's what they call him.
Oh, Jesus Christ, please, no. Call me anything you like, but do not compare me to that Wally.
I heard, Philip, they've even organised an orange suit for you to wear as well.
Can we get on with the subject at hand, please?
Yeah. Jesus. Just wondering, Philip, what are you going to do with the hair? You're going to get a wig for the hair sort of thing? Do you know how to give you a big buns?
You know what I had. I sent you a photograph of. Yeah, that's what I'm using for the hair. Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. We won't go any further on that subject.
No, please don't.
Yeah. I hope you're both doing well. Yeah, we're doing fine. Yeah, me and Philip are doing grand. Don Philip, Greg is calling you. Don Philip, yeah.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah. Can you convince the Glazers to sell up and buy an Irish club? Philip can convince. I'll tell you one thing. Philip will go in. He could sell snow to the Eskimos. He is that good. He could go to Saudi Arabia with a bucket full of snow and sell it to the Arabs.
They'd take it all right. Sand they wouldn't take. They mightn't buy the sand. They buy snow. They need snow out there.
A lot of you don't know Philip is now a part of the new CAS group that looking over the Manchester United deal. So Philip is actually, he cannot talk about it because it's all kind of hush hush in there, all secret handshakes and.
Do you understand though? There could be 1 or 2 people out there might actually believe this bullshit you're coming out with.
I know. I'm glad you pointed it out.
Everything's been said so far, lads. Just ignore it. Ignore it.
Oh, no, come on. It's only a bit of fun, Philip.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a bit of fun. It's Philip the delay. Yeah, Philip is the delay for Big T. That's why the Glazers. He's in the minute. I don't know why it's the delay with them selling United, Philip. What's the latest you can give Big T?
I don't know. Maybe they haven't decided they haven't milked the club enough yet. They want to do it a bit more before they let go. Maybe
God.
that's it. I don't know. I don't know.
Greg says Philip is leading a consortium to purchase X of Phoenix Musk. They plan to rename it. Why?
Yeah, or Zed maybe. Yeah.
Oh dear. Oh, what have I opened up here for you, Philip?
Yeah,
What have I
exactly.
opened?
Exactly.
Carl Simpson, the voice of reason. I never thought I would actually say that. I never thought I'd put voice of reason and Carl Simpson into the same bracket. Good evening, gents. Good evening, Carl.
Hiya,
Anyway, look, Philip, just very quickly on the games earlier today. Any games that stood out for you? Now, the Reading game was
Newcastle.
abandoned, Philip. The Reading
Yeah.
game was abandoned due to a pitch invasion.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Apparently, the owner of Reading, they've been docked 16 points since he took over. He so the 16th minute they not only threw tennis balls on the pitch, they invaded the pitch. Match was abandoned.
Yeah.
But apparently, he was banned from anything to do with football for a year by the Football League. But for some reason, that there's a stay been put on it. So yeah, so he's still in charge. That's what the Reading fans are giving out about, you know. So they're really pissed off now. They really are. Because what was a Premiership team now is going to be there in League Two now if they're not careful.
Yeah.
Also, but today I have to say the Newcastle-Manchester City match was one of the best games of the season.
Yeah.
It was brilliant. And the problem for Spurs is, Dermot, the De Bruyne is back and made one goal and scored the other. City were all over Newcastle like a rash. But Newcastle were 2-1 up at half time. It was crazy game, but really good football, and it really was good. And a good game to watch. So.
Yeah, well, look, the argument I would say with that, Philip, is that Newcastle are down in 10th. Of course, Newcastle for me are easy, are easily beat. But no, De Bruyne is on another planet when it comes to him being a player. He really is a different class. But we're still United City still won't win the league, Philip. I'm sorry.
Well,
I'm convinced
I don't know.
that.
If you want, I'd like you to watch that game today, Dermot, and see do you still think that. I think they're getting back to their best. But one thing about
I tried to watch it a match today tonight. I will watch it a match today tonight.
One thing about them, their defense is still vulnerable.
Yeah, that's the point I'm making.
That is something we can play on. But going forward now, they are good. They are getting better. Really getting better.
Philip, we are more stronger in defence and midfield than we've ever have been.
Well, we are when all our players are back. We haven't been for the last few weeks. Like, I wouldn't like to play City without Van de Ven or Dragusin or Romero. But now we've got them back. We're gonna give them one hell of a game.
Yeah. Just a few comments here, and then a super chat there from James Joris. Wow, thank you so much. Carl Simpson says, "What the fuck? Philip is not real." No, Philip is an AI.
I'm AI.
Yeah. Philip is like if you're into your Marvel, Philip's like Jarvis, Carl. If you know what I mean, he's like that. He's like that. I made him about 4 years ago. I've now just projected him onto a screen. Philip is an AI.
The problem in Ireland is AI can mean two different things. I'm not even going to mention what the other one is.
Artificial intelligence and
think what farmers do with cows. Work it out.
Philip, I've just worked it out. I'm trying to think of a comeback for you on it.
Answers on a postcard, please.
Now we know what Philip does in his spare time, guys. With pigs.
According to you, I don't have any spare time.
Anyway, Big T, is that why he's on Starlink? Yeah, he is, because he's him and Elon Musk. He's trying to buy him off. That's
no, the only reason I'm on Starlink is the only one can get to work down here.
Chris says De Bruyne or something else. What a player!
Yeah.
Is it true the opposition fans joined the red protest?
Probably did. Yeah, it was Port Vale. Yeah, probably did.
Yeah. Big up to James Joris. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Really is. Much love from America to you guys for all that you do. Appreciate all that you do. Keep up the great work, guys. Well, James, firstly,
thank you, James.
We love doing this for you. It's our job to bring you the best we can give. And look, thank you so much. I don't know what to say when people say this, Philip. So do you want to take over? Because I really don't.
Yeah, I mean, this is James. You're very, very generous, and it does us a lot of good to know people appreciate what we're at.
Yeah.
You know, we're going on here, and we don't know. We try to do our best and try to keep the content as varied and as light-hearted as possible. So it's great to know that it's been appreciated, and thank you very much.
Yeah. No, we just talk everything from wars to politics to everything that comes into our heads.
There's no barriers here. We can talk about anything.
Yeah, including Philip with AI and the pig.
Yeah.
You walked into yourself for that, Philip. That's your fault now. You're the one that brought it up, not me.
Oh yeah. Well, I had to clarify the fact there are two meanings to it, you know. So.
Yeah. Artificial intelligence and artificial interpretation. Anyway, near enough. Dara City, big up, James. Thank you so much indeed. Thank you so much. It's a lot, means a hell of a lot to me and Philip. Thank you so much. Dara says City will walk this league again this year. No, they won't.
Yes, they will.
No, they won't.
Yes, they will.
No, they won't.
Yeah, wait. You see, you have the same impression now. You see today's game.
Have we finished Panto season yet, Philip?
Oh, just about. Yeah, just finished there now. That's it now.
Yeah.
It's over.
Okay. Yeah, but they won't win it. No, they won't. Oh, yes, they will. Oh, no, they won't. We've got Carl Simpson. It's all good. Edison is injured now and Haaland is out. We got this. De Bruyne will be used in the league and the Champions League. I think so. Don't you, Philip?
I hope so. He only came on as a sub today. He only came on as a sub.
Genuine question, as I'm not in the know. Is Philip your dad, Dermo? Look, I'm going to say something really nice here. He's like my surrogate dad, if you know what I mean. I look at him if he was my dad, and no, he's not. But I do look at Philip as he was my dad. Philip took me under his wing a long time ago, and me and Philip rarely do get on. We connect, and we do get on. We love doing working together, but yeah, I think he's my YouTube dad, if you know what I mean. So
yeah,
he's my Tottenham dad. So that's why. Hope you take that in the way it's meant, Philip.
Yeah.
Don't you think he gets to give me back to Derval at the end of every show? So he's quite happy with that.
It's great to be able to hand them back. Oh, sorry. You're not getting away that easy.
For saying that.
Yes. Had to be said.
It had to be said, yeah. Daddy Philip, that naughty ball dodgy
Yeah.
Dear.
Yes. We'll be confined to barracks now for a while after this.
Yeah, well, Carl Simpson, Philip is a bloody good AI Dermo, as he believes he is cold.
He believes he's what? Cold. I was cold. Yeah, I was cold last night. Not cold tonight now. I've got the sitting room to myself tonight, so I'm all right.
Yeah, Philip is a very good AI. As you can see, outside the kitchen, there's about 30 pigs stay away from him.
Oh,
sorry, Philip. I apologise. I couldn't miss that. All right, 15 then.
At least I don't go near the sheep anyway.
No, just leave that to Jeremy Clarkson.
That's right.
Did you ever watch Jeremy Clarkson's show when he
did, yeah, I did. It's brilliant.
Do you remember they went to Colombia? Was it Mexico or somewhere? And they were supposed to take photos of animals. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
And they found the fella with a sheep. We leave the rest up to your imagination.
Yeah.
And he asked the fella, does it? The look on his face when you're saying to the other two, right, come on, we're going. It was
lovely.
I must admit, his farm is so funny, Philip.
Oh, it's hilarious. It's hilarious.
It is. I would recommend it to anyone. I mean, he really is, Philip, the worst farmer in the world.
He's close to us.
But he's made so much light on the farming industry, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Sorry I said about the pigs, Philip. It was only a joke.
Oh, it's only a joke. Jeez, only joking.
Yeah.
Well, do you think I'd take nothing? Anything on this is taken with a pinch of salt anyway. So
yeah, I just didn't want you. I didn't want the sheep to get jealous.
Next.
You sure it wasn't meh? Anyway, Erwin, big up,
Oh.
Erwin. Hope you're doing well, sir. Welcome to the Looney Show. This is the Cockeral podcast where anything goes, and Dermot just loses the plot. Hi, Dermot and Philip, and all in the chat. Hope you're all keeping well. Spurs to win 2-0 tomorrow. Yeah, of course we are. He's cold because of all that snow he is selling. Yeah, exactly. He's got a shed full.
Yeah.
Carl says that is not what Philip said. He said if you call him Tom Jones one more time, you're in for it.
Yeah, it could possibly be it. All right. Yeah.
He did say that to me once. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Chris Welsh, big up, lads. Hope you're. I felt sorry for Chris earlier, didn't you, Philip? Bless him.
I did. With Carlisle losing again.
Yeah, unlucky, and just unlucky. And Big T, I want to see Clarkson on Piers Morgan's show. We'll have the popcorn ready. Oh, that would be good, actually.
Oh, geez, those did spark off each other. They really would. Yeah.
Just very quickly, Philip, do you think the three of them who have now left Amazon, do you think they could end up going back to the BBC to do Top Gear again?
Well, I don't know. Depends on the finances at the BBC and whether they stood on too many toes when they were there. I don't know. Somebody should snap them up, though. Somebody should snap them up.
They got a new one coming out. I think the end of this month. A new one. They're going through Romania.
Oh, right. Okay. Right.
Yeah. So they've got a new one coming out.
Lots of ladders and Skodas and things.
Now, Philip, we meant to bring this up last night, but this old saying, lads, it's Tottenham. How does that make you feel at the time when you heard that, Philip, when you heard it was Ferguson's rallying call, wasn't it, in the dressing room? At halftime, they were 3-0 down, and this is what he said. What?
I think he also said that at a lot of other matches. It wasn't just that game, Dermot. I think he used it quite frequently. That lads, it's Tottenham. In other words, we're going to have no problem turning this lot over. Like if I was Ange in the dressing room tomorrow, I'd be saying, lads, it's only United.
Yeah.
I'd be turning it over on them because tomorrow we've got a great chance tomorrow with a full strength team. We can turn over United and we could actually do a number on them if things go right for us.
Well, it is, because this is the match preview. We are playing it away to Old Trafford tomorrow, Philip. So people want to know, what is the team? Who's playing who? What is the crack? So here we go. So Man United have dominated head-to-head duels with Tottenham in the Premier League era. Another one here, which I find now, this is not trophy success, is it, Philip? This is more...
No, I misread that at the start. No, it's match heads up against each other.
Yeah. Now, Spurs have enjoyed more success after Sir Alex Ferguson left. Now, is that more United won because of Sir Alex Ferguson, or were Tottenham that bad? Or is it now the roles are reversed, that Tottenham have now got better and Man United have now got that bad?
Well, I mean, Spurs have become a regular top four team in the years since Alex Ferguson left. And United have skirted in and out of the top four. So I say Spurs have got better. And United haven't replaced Ferguson, really.
No.
Ever.
Do you think they fell into the same trap after Busby left?
Oh, God,
I would like to ask
Big
T that.
Yeah. I mean, how do you follow a legend like that? Like look what happened to Spurs when Bill Nick left. We brought in Terry Neal, and who sowed the seeds for Keith Birkinshaw to bring us down. Okay, we stuck with Birkinshaw, and he came good. But United have had a series of managers that haven't really done that much. They've had Moyes, they've had Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, they've had Rangnick. Sorry?
They've had
Van Gaal, Mourinho. I mean, they've been through a hell of a lot of managers since Ferguson left. And every one of them has come under pressure at some stage. And the local boy and the present guy, Ten Hag, is under... Like, if they lose tomorrow, he's under a lot more pressure than he is tonight.
I've heard if he loses tomorrow, he could be out of the job.
Yeah,
that's what I'm hearing tonight.
Possibly. And there's talk of Eddie Howe as well after Newcastle losing today. So
Yeah, I think he could be on the way out. Look, it sort of answers my question from the other day, Philip, of Liverpool doing the boot room. Is that why Liverpool had its success? Because it was manager following manager following manager following manager, where you look at United and Tottenham since Busby and Bill Nick left, and ever since Ferguson left, that there was no continuity of the philosophy of what the manager had built there.
Yeah, the boot room was exactly the right way to do it. Bill Shankly, Joe Fagan, Bob Paisley, all learning from each other, learning from the master, and one of them passing it down to the next. So they had continuity. Excuse me, and that's why Liverpool continued to be successful after Shankly left.
Here's a question for you guys and to you as well, Philip. But I see if the correct comment can get first. I'm sure you will get this. Can you tell me Liverpool's first manager that didn't come from the boot room? Now, don't answer it yet, Philip. Put it into the private chat if you can. But I think you might know who it is.
Yeah, I can't do private chat on this one, Dermot.
No.
Oh boy, who the first? Oh, gee, that's a good question.
Who is the first man? Is Kenny Dalglish retired?
Yeah.
Very quickly here, could you see Clarkson a match of the day? I would love him to take over from Gary Lineker for one show. For that, for me, would be blooming hilariously funny.
I want Caleb doing the roundups for the matches.
Yeah, that would be funny too, actually. So yeah, so a little quiz for you guys. Who was the first manager Liverpool got that wasn't within the boot room? I'll give you a clue. It was after Kenny Dalglish resigned. So that should be a little clue for you guys, if you can. Memorable games over the past. Philip caused 2-1 to Man United in May 1999 to them to win the league. The start of the treble. Of course, then the famous 5-3 at White Hart Lane in September 2001, Philip. We were 3-0 up at half-time and then fell apart in the second half, didn't we?
Yeah. Oh, that was awful.
Yeah. 2009, Man United 5-2 win. But don't you worry. Man United 2, Tottenham 3 in 2012. And, of course, the 6-1 win up there, Philip, up at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
So is there any other games you can think of from the past that you remember, Philip, more than the games I've picked there? Is there any memorable games that are in your memory from even as a kid or a teenager or a young adult, even lately, that you think, God, that was a game?
There was a game, an FA Cup game in I think it was 1979 when the Spurs goalkeeper got injured. Glenn Hoddle had ended up in goal up at Old Trafford, and Ozzy Adila scored the winner in about the 80th minute. We played with Hoddle in goal and won a match. That sticks to me. And then there's those old black and white games from the 60s. Jimmy Greaves scored a couple of brilliant goals against United at White Hart Lane. So it's always one of the big games of the season, though, for both sets of fans. You know, it's a real blood and thunder game usually. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Oh, Dermot's gone, is he? Hello. Anyway, let's see what other. I think if you can hear me now, that game in October 20, Bruno Fernandes scored a penalty in the first couple of minutes for United, and then we suddenly went mad, 4-1 up at half time, and then scored 2 more in the second half. That was an unbelievable game. That really was.
Yeah, and of course, the 3-3 draw at Old Trafford for the Charity Shield. Pat Jennings scored the goal that day, direct from a goal kick.
Oh, that was the champion. That was in the Charity Shield, 1967. Yeah.
Yeah. We've got Tottenham. This is the complete. We played 200 times in the old First Divisions, Philip. Man United, 96 wins, 50 draws, and 54 Tottenham wins. Not a bad record, is it, Philip? Really considering.
It's not good either. There's too much of a gap there. 42 of a gap. That's a lot.
And look at our Premier League record, Philip. It's even worse. 63 games played, 39 United wins, 13 draws, 11 Tottenham wins.
That's very poor. That's not great at all. But most of those are under Ferguson, though.
Yeah, that's true. Now, Philip, just go back to the question. Gerard said, Gerard Houllier. Nope. Do you think I should give him a clue, Philip?
Yeah, go on.
He was a former Liverpool captain.
Oh, I know it is, yeah. I know.
Yeah. And Carl says the 3-0 one where Eriksen scored. Yeah, I know. That was a great one. Now, big up to Matthew Bassett as well. All evening, Matthew. Hope you're doing well, sir. Now, the top goal scorers of this fixture, Philip. Dennis Law, Sir Bobby Charlton, Bobby Smith, Jimmy Greaves, and Wayne Rooney.
Yeah.
Big names in there, Philip. I tell you who I'm surprised not is in there. Is Georgie Best. Because I thought he would have been up there.
Yeah, well, he Georgie Best was more was as much a creator as a scorer for Man United. So yeah, he scored a lot of goals. Maybe he just didn't score against Tottenham. You know.
Yeah, Dennis Law, because top of the pile on 14 goals. So Bobby Charlton, who we just recently lost, 12. Bobby Smith, Philip, one of your players of the double side, 11. Yeah. Jimmy Greaves on 11, and Wayne Rooney on 11. Are you surprised at that top 5, or do you think you thought somebody else would be in there, Philip?
No. They're like mostly from the 70s and 80s, and Wayne Rooney from the 90s, and the 2000s. Yeah, no, they'd be the one I'd be thinking of, you know.
Yeah. Now, Philip, tomorrow, of course, it is at Old Trafford. It is on the 14th of it's not the 14th of December, by the way. I don't know why it said the 14th of December.
Christmas is yet to come then.
Yeah. I hope where I got me information, it's not the 14th of December. It is the 14th of January. Kickoff, of course, is 4:30 GMT, Eastern Time 11:30, 8:30 in the morning for Pacific Time. Your referee is John Brooks, and your VAR official is Chris Kavanagh. That is
he reffed the game at Old Trafford at Newcastle today. Chris Kavanagh.
How did he do?
Not great. He allowed quite a bad tackle by one. I think it was Dan Burn on one of the City players. Yeah. And then 2 minutes later, City played exactly the same on a Newcastle guy, and he booked him. And Pep was going mad on the sideline about it. So no, he wasn't great. I thought he was a bit inconsistent.
Now, the last 5 games, Philip, Man United 3 wins, Tottenham 1 win, 1 draw. Last meeting, of course, was the start of the season, Philip. A 2-0 win for Tottenham. Look, our Premier League record, is it a chance for us to redeem ourselves in our Premier League record against United, Philip?
Well, we can only do it 2 times a season. You know, we can only play them twice. Hang on. Yeah, we can only play them twice a season. So if we win tomorrow, it's the first time we've done the double-O with them since 1989 when Gary Lineker was playing with us. So that's 34 years, 35 years. That's not good enough. So we've got to start winning. We've got to be doing doubles regularly against Man United now to show them that we are the team now, not them.
Yeah. Of course, Man United's form in the last 5 games has not been good, Philip. Only 2 wins out the last 5. Tottenham only 1 defeat in the last 5. 2 wins on the bounce, of course, coming in. United won the last game as well. Tottenham are the form side, Philip, but does form mean anything for this fixture? Or does it all go out the window?
Well, yeah, form normally would mean something, all right. Like, it depends what Man United turn up tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's really, and if they're fighting for their manager's future, then it's going to be a very tough game. If they want the manager gone, which some of the players would appear to, then maybe not so bad. We'll not know. I'll tell you, the first 10 minutes will tell a lot.
Yeah, it will.
First 10 minutes will tell a lot.
Of course, if you want to watch it, of course, it's live here at 4:30 tomorrow. Of course, 4:15. I am on here, me and Colin, to give you the very latest breaking of the matches. We give you the best watch along in town. Philip, of course, is away running an errand, so he won't be with us tomorrow, and he will be sadly missed. But he will be listening to us on the radio, so I have to behave myself and give a good production, as he will be listening to me and hoping for me to keep him up to date. But if you are in England, you can hear it on Radio 5 Live. It is also on Sky Sports Premier League, Sky Sports Main Event, Sky Go Extra, and Sky Ultra HD. If you're in the United States of America, it's on Thfc and Peacock as well. And if you're in Canada, it's on Fubo TV there as well. So that's where you can watch the game. Philip, Man United team news a little bit here. Man United hope to welcome a few players back from injury very soon, with Erik ten Hag recalling Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw and Christian Eriksen could be all back for the Sunday's game. Anthony and Dalot are also contenders to make a return. The same cannot be said for Mason Mount, who is getting close to recovering but unavailable this weekend. Anthony Martial is also out, but Casemiro and Martinez are back in training and available for selection. Onana is expected to play and then jet off for the African Nations Cup, but suffering Amrabat has already departed for Monaco duty. Philip, Tottenham news. Tottenham fans could get the first sight of new signings. Werner and Draguson at Old Trafford, but there is a major holes in their team elsewhere. Spurs are the major losers from the Asian Cup and the African Nations Cup, starting as soon as Son, Pep, Sarr, and Basuma all absent after sitting on the bench for the FA Cup win over Barnsley. Mickey van der Ven should start with Ben Davies himself injured in that game, dropping out. James Maddison still out, along with Ivan Perisic, Solomon, and Velez. There is a chance Christian Romero makes a return, which could jeopardise a potential debut for Dragoson, while Lo Celso might also be back in the fray, but is a major doubt. Philip, go on.
That's changed a little bit in recent hours. Romero definitely won't be playing, and neither will Lo Celso.
No,
they're definitely out.
No. This is the predicted United lineup. We've got Onana in goal, Varane, Maguire, Dalot, and Luke Shaw as a back four, Scott McTominay and Kobe, Manu in the midfield as the holding midfielders. You've got Grant, Shaw, Rashford, and Fernandes as the three in midfield. And then up front for United, it is Rashford, it is Højlund up front. What do you reckon to that team for United?
I think maybe Casemiro might actually play tomorrow if he's fit.
Yeah,
and that'd be good for United because he's a good player.
But I'm more looking at the defence, Philip. Is that a defence that can be got at?
Yeah, well, certainly if Harry Maguire's in it, it can be got at. It depends I'll go through our projected team now in a minute, but we need to use our pace because Harry Maguire's got the turning circle of the Titanic. We can get round him. Luke Shaw is good enough. Varane is vulnerable as well, and Dalot is gettable as well. So if we can get Johnson and I think Kulu probably playing in the middle, get Johnson and Richarlison to hit them on the wings and have Werner down the middle, I think we can do damage tomorrow.
Yeah. I will get to your point in a minute, Carl. No, I didn't say that, but I will get to your point. And also, Erwin, you are spot on, sir. I'll give you the answer. I think Philip knows who it is as well, actually, so I'll get him to give the answer in a minute. This is our predicted lineup. We've gone for Vicario in goal. I've gone for a back four. We've gone for a back four of Porro, Mickey van der Ven, Dragonson, and Destiny as a back four. Højbjerg, Kulu, and Benny in the midfield. Johnson, Werner, Werner, and Richie on the wings. Philip, you think that could be the starting 11, or would you make any changes to that team that's picked there?
No, I think that will probably be it. I think the fact that it's great to have the two centre backs in the team again after weeks of not having them. I think the only one possibly there might be a change for it could be Skip for Højbjerg, but I think Højbjerg will play tomorrow. I think Kula will drop into the number 10 role. Johnson out on the right where he belongs, and Richarlison on the left where he belongs, and Werner down the middle. I think that's a potent strike force. I think that could be good tomorrow. Let's face it, we've scored in every match in the last 30-odd games in the league, so why not? That's got to continue tomorrow,
Now, this is the Premier League table as it stands, Philip. Of course, Liverpool ahead on 45 points, Man City after the win today, 43, Villa 42, Arsenal 14, Tottenham 39. Do you feel that a win tomorrow we go back into the top four? Would that be a psychological boost for us and a psychological sort of downer for Arsenal if we get into the top four tomorrow?
I don't really care what Arsenal think about it as long as we're ahead of them. Yeah, they won't like to see us above them, It will be a psychological boost because let's face it, we've got to where we are playing the last 8 or 9 weeks with a makeshift defence.
Yeah.
And to have our proper defence back tomorrow, it can only be good for the lads. They should be buzzing for tomorrow now. They shouldn't be fearing going to Old Trafford at all.
No.
And it's probably a good time to play United because their form is so indifferent. But that being said, I think it's going to be a very tight match. I see people saying 4-0 and 5-0. And in fact, that's the Tottenham. They're mainly United fans are saying that, which shows you the confidence they have in their own team at the minute. I'd be a little more circumspect. I think it'll be either a draw or a tight win for Spurs.
Yeah.
And that's the correct answer on the screen, all right, Graham Souness, yeah.
Hang on. Can you see the just go through? I just want to check something here, Philip. Do you want to? Erwin's right with the question I asked. So
yeah.
Do you want to give
Yeah. Graham Souness was the manager. It wasn't in the boot room, and he was the only the first Liverpool manager since before Shankly that wasn't a member of the boot room. So anyway, and I don't have any more. Let me say about Souness. I have mixed feelings about Graham Souness. I think he started at Spurs and we got rid of him for disciplinary reasons, and he went on to have a great career, I must say. But in a way, you kind of miss him as the pundit now because he might counterbalance some of the idiots that they've got now because he was reasonably good, you know.
VAR officials can't big up Derwin though for getting it spot on. Actually, VAR officials is Ray Charles. He always
Stevie Wonder is his assistant.
Yeah, that's true. It was all signed, sealed, delivered, and it was his. He always said he took the Liverpool job too early. Graham
Yeah,
Souness.
maybe he probably did. Yeah, he probably did. Yeah.
And players said what he tried to introduce at Liverpool was the right thing, but he tried to do it too quickly.
Yeah.
Owen says, my missus told me what the answer. She's Liverpool country. What did I win? You won a day trip with Philip the Godfather. That's what you won. You get to join me and Philip Irwin on a watch along with me and Philip. I'm sure Philip won't mind that. Would you?
Yeah, that's fine, no problem.
A game of your choice, by the way. We don't win 2 games in succession. Well, that's good then. That's us 3 points tomorrow. Did you just say in the US you can watch it on Circumcision TV?
Yeah. I was going to say they cut the bad bits out of that, you know.
Philip, did I say that or not? Did I actually say that?
It might have been something close to it. All right, I think Carl's playing word games with you here again now, you know.
Yeah, well, at least he's not saying the famous C word that trips me up. Daniela's.
Well, don't worry, it's early days.
It's early days. I love it when everyone keeps writing us off. Yeah, so do we. Me and Philip. It's like Philip wakes up in the morning writing the Tottenham game. He bangs his big drum. It's like he's rallying the crowd behind him. Don't you?
Whatever you say, Dermot. Whatever you say. I don't disagree.
Well, you do play drums on the Tuesday, Philip. So I'm just saying.
I do, yeah. I don't have my drum kit in my bedroom. No.
I would love you to do a drum solo on the channel, though, one day. I really would, actually.
You bore people to tears.
That team can beat United. Yeah, I think it can. Daniela, yes, but it's expected to recover. That was I was hearing Kulu is ill. Is that true? I think he will. He will get better.
If he doesn't, though, Dermot, if he doesn't, that makes it quite interesting. Who are we going to slot in there? With no Lo Celso to go in there. That's an interesting one. That could cause a problem or two tomorrow. Anyway, let's hope he's all right.
Actually, it's a good point, Philip. Who would you put in there?
Yeah, I'm trying to think now. Probably Brian Hill. Probably.
That's not bad.
Brian. Yeah.
We've got is Werner playing in his Chelsea kit? Yes. Do you know what? I'm actually going to have a go at Tottenham here. Or the Premier League. They haven't put the players in that we've bought in their proper Tottenham kits. They've kept them. Dragnewson has got no picture up there, and Werner's still in his Chelsea kit.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, well, so it'll come in due course, I'm sure.
I think Werner will be on the left wing and Richarlison as a centre forward.
Maybe. But they can mix and match. They can switch it around as things go, you know.
Boris Britt says, seems Sancho got an assist in his first match back in Germany. Yeah,
he did. Yeah, he did.
And apparently he says he'll take that, Philip, come on to a watch along with you and me. A game of his choice. Dermo, when I say Cockeral, you say damn. And Donnelly. Oh, that's true. Donnelly could play there, Philip.
Yeah, but I'm thinking more. We need someone dropping number 10 role. You know, he's not a number 10.
The number 10 role.
No, Donnelly's a striker. Yeah, I wouldn't put him there.
Philip, I can strikers not play as a number 10?
They can, but they're not like Kulu can play at either role. But number 10 is the orchestra conductor, really. You know, and we needed someone who could spray a pass around in that position. Brian Hill can do that. You know, but let's hope Kulu is playing because he could be vital to us tomorrow.
Yeah, Daniel says Donnelly is an attacking midfielder.
Yeah, well, I mean, I always took him maybe playing up front for the under-21s. And maybe, but then again, do you give a young lad who's played 10 minutes in the Premiership the number 10 role at Old Trafford? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, he's a great prospect. He's a real prospect, all right.
Santiago is also number 10. He can play in that role as well.
He wasn't even playing for the under-21s this weekend, so he must be injured.
Yeah, must be. We've got Premier Hotspur TV. Big up Premier Hotspur this evening, guys. Hope you're well. A question to you guys is, with a fully fit 11, is that the second best 11 in the league behind City? I say so.
It is. It's not far from it. It's very close to it.
Yeah,
if you've got Madison in there, Romero, and it is.
I say so. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscription. There is 26 of you in the house, so please hit that like button. Please hit the subscription. Pick up your memberships as well. We do have, starting from next week, we were planning a load of members only stuff, but Philip's laptop we had a few tech issues earlier, so we're putting off the members only stuff off to next week till Philip gets back up and running on his laptop, and then we're going to pump that stuff out for you as well. So sorry about the delay. It is coming, so we do apologize for that. I hate letting them down. I know you two as well, Philip.
Actually, there's nothing. No, this thing hit me this evening, and I'm not. Saturday evening, there's nothing I can do about it. You know.
No. Carl Simpson, we are a fully fit squad. I would argue we have the strongest team in the league. See, I would actually go down that road. I think we've got a better team than City. Fully strength.
I think that's a bit optimistic, Dermot. I think man for man, City have such depth in their squad. I think they have to be ahead of us at the moment, but that could change in the next year or so.
Yeah,
if they get the punishment that they deserve, but they probably won't.
Daniela says Scarlett is injured. He is.
Yeah. Yes,
Big T says better than Liverpool's. Oh, that's. Do you know
so there's not much between Liverpool's squad and Liverpool's and Tottenham's really. There's not a lot. Not a lot.
One thing about Liverpool, Philip, I noticed it in the League Cup semi-final. They can change it. They've got a load of forward players they can put on.
Yeah.
And I don't think they would even miss Mo Salah. Do you know that? To be fair, if Mo Salah left that Liverpool squad, I don't think they would miss him as much as a lot of people think they would.
Yeah, I think he might be gone this summer.
I think he might be gone in January from what I'm hearing, Philip.
Is that? Well, that's even better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boris Britt says, Bentancur and Sarr seems like a better two DMs than Zuma and Sarr.
Yeah. I think you're right there. Bentancur is a better player than Basuma. Basuma, he was very good at the start of the season, but since that red card at Luton, it doesn't seem to have got his form back. And now he's away for a month anyway, so, you know. And so is Sarr, unfortunately. Sarr is a bigger miss than Bentancur, than Basuma.
And Carl Simpson says, if you wait to the end of the season, it's on, apparently. And he's laughing.
Right, okay.
So I don't know what he's on about. Now, Philip, look, we talked a bit about yesterday. Where are we now? This one, we talked a bit. I talked to you all about the documentary that people should watch. What's it called again, Philip? By the way, people should watch it.
The biggest. I forgot the title of it now. The biggest crime in football or something.
Or the biggest scam in football.
Biggest scandal in football. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I watched it. People, please watch it because it really shows how corrupt officials are, Philip. So the question, we were talking about it earlier, weren't we? And we've gone through the match preview and the team selection and which midfielders should Spurs purchase. We are going to go back into that because that will go within the transfer rumours part of the show, the last bit of the podcast. But this middle bit, Philip, I want to get your thoughts on, and people in the chat as well, are the European football clubs running Europe instead of UEFA and FIFA? And if so, what does have to change to bring it back for people, for UEFA to run it properly? Where do you see this going, Philip? Is there a big power struggle happening in European football at the moment?
Well, obviously there is with the Real Madrid chairman trying to bring in his Super League again, right? So there is a power struggle going on. And it's one I'm not so sure UEFA will eventually give into and lose out. It might take a couple of years. But I think at the minute, it's not so much the clubs that are running thing. It's the club's lawyers. Because let's face it, without the most expensive lawyers that you can get, Manchester City would not be where they are at the minute. They'd be sitting with a 3-year ban for financial irregularities. So, you know, all I think any football fan wants is a UEFA and a FIFA, right? That makes the rules. That's one thing, but applies them equally and fairly across every club under their jurisdiction instead of cherry picking to hit some clubs and let others away with it. And that's where the corruption comes in. However way it's been done, but look at poor Everton get hammered for one offence, and Man City is still sitting pretty on 115 of them.
Yeah,
You know,
you look at that documentary, Philip, and you look how CAS is an organisation that's all behind closed doors. Nobody knows
the arbitration thing.
The arbitration for sports, which is in Geneva, I think.
Yeah.
Does that have to change as well, Philip? Does that have to change that everything has to be above board, open and above board for any change to happen in football?
It's a bit like a Masonic lodge at the minute. You only get in if you everything goes on in the room, stays in the room. Nobody leaks anything gone. It's a secret society, basically. And it should be revamped completely to have open sessions, televised sessions if need be, so everybody knows exactly what's being said and there is nothing being swept under the carpet or a nod and a wink to a certain club and the boot put into another. It's the only way to do it, but it'll probably never come that way because there are too many people making money out of this.
Now, if you go back to the 80s when English clubs were banned from Europe, Philip, because of hooliganism, to the return to the English clubs to Europe back in 90... When did they come
91
back?
It was 90 or 91, I think.
1991, yeah. We went into the Cup Winners' Cup, didn't we?
We did,
91,
1991,
92.
92, yeah.
So, what changed between the 80s where English clubs got banned to when they come back into it? What do you think happened? Do you think Europe it become a more closed shop for European teams? Do you know what I mean?
Well, I think the British clubs got back in because the FA and the Football League and whatever finally got their act together, and the safety levels at ground. Like, we're talking Heysel and Hillsborough here that caused the most for this to happen. They got the safety at grounds was radically improved. Standing was more or less banned, and all seater stadiums came in, and also fences were put up to stop fans from fighting with each other. So I think that probably convinced UEFA or to let the English clubs back in, you know. But the European competitions in the years that English clubs weren't there, they were devalued big time, because I mean Liverpool had won the Champions League a few times during the 80s. Nottingham Forest had done it early in the 80s. Then, so the English clubs were not. The European competitions were second rate when the English clubs weren't in it. I couldn't even tell you who won any of the competitions those years because there was no interest in it, because Liverpool weren't in it, Man United weren't in it, Spurs should have been in it in 85, 86, and we got dumped out because of the Heysel thing. So,
but the point I'm asking, Philip, was did it when English clubs were knocked out because of hooliganism, Philip, pure and simple. All right, nothing to do with Hillsborough, nothing to do with stadiums. They were kicked out because
but Heysel was hooliganism, Dermot.
Yeah,
the Heysel
that's
was
the point.
hooliganism.
Hillsborough wasn't.
Hillsborough wasn't. Heysel was.
Yeah, and it was bound down to hooliganism. But the point I'm trying to make is, did that give the chance of the European game become a closed shop? That when the British teams did come back into it, they couldn't get back into the house again. They were always kept on the outside.
No, it wasn't a close. They just played the competition, and once the ban was lifted, the British clubs came back in seamlessly, as far as I can see.
No, I meant how it was run by UEFA and all these.
Oh, well, UEFA were running it anyway. UEFA ran all the European competitions anyway.
Right. I don't think.
No, but I don't see where you're coming from. The FA weren't running the European competition.
Okay, no, that's not what I'm on. Right. You look at all the cliques and the corruption now within football, Philip, right? Yeah. Within FIFA and UEFA, okay? And you look at like Real Madrid wanting to start a Super League.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's little cliques within Europe. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you feel that started when the European clubs were banned because it gave some of the bigger European clubs more muscle to get what they wanted to happen within Europe? Because don't forget, the English clubs were really successful up to that point of their expulsion from European competitions. So
I don't think so.
No.
Go on. No, go on.
Do you feel between the times when the English teams were banned to the English teams coming back into it, that they had a 5 or 6 year period of the bigger clubs in Europe saying, we want to play it this way? The plans were already in place for the Champions League anyway. So the English FA or the English whatever wasn't involved in them organising the new Champions League. So do you feel that the European giants, when the English clubs have had more of a chance of organising it, that European football worked better for them than the English clubs at the beginning? Now it's shifted that the English clubs have now become more successful in Europe again. And the big clubs are now thinking, hang on a minute. They're taking the majority of the trophies. They're taking the majority of the prize money. Do you know where we were getting it all? Do you feel this sort of a kickback at that as well? Because English clubs, Premier League clubs, have been successful in Europe over the last, say, 5, 6, 7 years.
No, well, you're jumping from 1985 to the last couple of years there. I don't think English clubs being out of European football affected anybody but the English clubs, right? The other guys kept going. Major changes implicated while the English teams were out of it, and they've since come back in 1991. It took a good few years after that before the new standard of Champions League came in. They dropped the only thing that probably happened was they dropped the Cup Winners' Cup altogether, right?
Yeah, they did.
You know, but that I mean, I think the fact English clubs were out of the game for a few years didn't have anything on that at all. I just think what happened was the Spanish clubs, the Italian clubs all got a bit stronger in Europe by winning the tournament when English clubs weren't there and took advantage of that. That was the biggest thing that happened. English clubs were not there to dominate like they had been in the 80s.
Yeah.
So I think it's only in recent years, in the last few years, since this Super League thing started off, that the split is now becoming more evident. And I think Real Madrid are the leading lights in that. They seem to be the ones that are pushing the envelope here, and the Spanish clubs in general, you know. But what's happened in all those other years, like the financial end of it, the TV money coming in '92, that had the bigger effect than the English clubs being out of Europe.
Yeah.
The English teams made up the money they lost in Europe from the Sky deals from '92 on. Because up to that, they were getting buttons for the TV rights. You know, so it's the whole thing that money seems to run the game now. Not so much, how will I put it? Again, if you took the Sky money out of the Premiership now, right, there'd be no £100 million players. There'd be no players on 400 grand a week. You can be sure of that. You know?
No. So the Champions League was rebranded in 1992, Philip. That's when the first Champions League game. So English clubs were just back into Europe.
They were just back in it, yeah.
So look, I want to get a few talking points in the chat, and then we'll get back to it, because I like this conversation now with you. Premier Hotspur says, would you guys take Calvin Phillips on a loan for 6 months?
I saw tonight now we're supposed to be paying $6 million for a loan deal for him. I don't know whether that's true or not.
I'm waiting. The fella I use that gives us the news is away tonight, so I'm thinking I'm waiting for a massive update from him tomorrow. I heard that as well. I'm also hearing Reggie could be going on loan to Brentford as well, Philip.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I heard that.
So, look, I would prefer Gallagher myself, if I'm being honest. I think Gallagher is a better midfielder than Phillips, but I wouldn't say no to Phillips either.
No, I'm the same. I was hoping Phillips might get on tonight for City, but he didn't.
I wouldn't say big up to Carl Simpson. I would definitely take Calvin Phillips. Simply, A says UEFA and FIFA are the corrupt bodies. Their pockets are being lined with money from European clubs to keep them quiet. In my opinion, this will never change. As a question I've got from that documentary on that line, on that, Philip, and I'll ask you in a minute about that. Big up to Sean, Sports Talk Show. Big up, Shawnee.
Hi, Sean.
He says, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Sean. And welcome to the Cockeral Clock podcast, the only and best podcast around on YouTube today. With your main host, aka DERMOTRON, and my faithful co-host, Mr. Godfather, Philip Brady, who doesn't like sheep. Anyway, simply if you wonder where that's come from, Sean, watch the start of the show. You get why I've just said that. But Philip, simply said, I don't get why they didn't bring back the Cup Winners' Cup over the Conference League, which is rubbish. That's very true, though, Philip.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, the old Cup Winners' Cup was a good, nice old competition, you know. We've got fond memories of it anyway. The first team to win it from England.
Yeah, and then the match against Barcelona in the 81-82.
Yeah.
The battle of
White Hart Lane.
Yeah. Big T, when English clubs were out of Europe, European clubs got a taste for victory, which is why they won a
Yeah.
Super League now. I
Yeah.
think that was sort of the point I was trying to
That's
make.
what I was saying. They got
Yeah.
stronger while the English clubs were out. Yeah, true.
Yeah, I think my line of question on that was, I think I was trying to link in the two. Maybe the question wasn't right, Philip, but I was trying to link in. Is everything that we're seeing now a link to that? But is there a link between then and now, if you know what I mean? That the foundations were laid back then for them to build the house of what they're trying to build now, if you get me.
Yeah, well, the foundations were laid during the few years that the British clubs were out of Europe. But I mean, but the thing about this, we weren't banned when the thing kicked into action again.
No,
we were there from the start of the new setup. So I suppose the Italian clubs, the Spanish clubs, used the 5 or 6 years in that period to strengthen up and to increase their hold on the game, but their reputations, if you like. And I'm trying to figure who was the head of UEFA at that stage. Who was it?
I'll tell you now, Philip.
Was it Leonardson? No.
No, it wasn't. Let me get now. UEFA. UEFA. Is it president?
Yeah, it'd be president of UEFA. Yeah.
Okay. UEFA. Just do that. I'm just trying to look that up now. Right. Let's see now. It doesn't really say, Philip.
No, it doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. But listen, the thing about it is now, it's the important thing for Spurs is get back in there next year and let's show them what we can do.
Yeah. Do you? Yeah. I think he was Swedish, wasn't he?
I thought it could be Leonardson or someone like that.
Yeah.
That name rings a bell with me.
Yeah. Oh God.
If anybody knows in the chat, they put it in there. No, it's a long shot. Who was in the UEFA around the 1990 mark whenever the British clubs got back in? Back 91.
I'm just trying to find now, Philip. How you spoke? Oh, here we go. I'll tell you now, Philip. Just give us a couple of minutes. Just waffle for a minute, Philip. Waffle.
Waffle. Oh, right. Okay.
Waffle.
Waffle. Okay. What's our next? What are we going to talk about?
Oh, here we go. I found him, Philip. I've saved you from your waffling.
Good.
It was Johansson.
Johansson. Yeah, I knew it was a Scandinavian type name. All right. Yeah. Right. Okay.
Now, the FIFA president that was in charge when the England clubs got banged was a Frenchman called Jacques Georges. He was only president for 6 years, but Johansson was president for 16 years, Philip.
Right. Okay.
From 19th of April 1990 to 26th of January 2007, and then of course Michel Platini took over for 8 years, and then of course the current president, who's Russian, I think, if I'm right. Is he Russian? Yeah, he's Russian.
Oh God.
Well, he's not. He was born in Slovenia. Sorry.
Slovenia, yeah. No, I was thinking Russia wouldn't be there. So anyway, the gravy train from Platini started in 2000 and something. Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah. We got look. What you look at the map? Look, that documentary. Everyone should watch it. Philip, they really should.
Yeah.
Do you think, Philip? Look, this is me being asking you to be honest now with this and gives you a full proper answer to this one. Do you feel that the Man City owners or the Arab owners are paying off your way for officials to keep this quiet, or paying brown envelopes in the right way so they don't get banned? Or firstly, when they got it overturned, do you feel the money went in the right way to get that overturned? And secondly, will they try that again in the Premier League to get their charges overturned in that? Because there's 115 charges. Well,
who knows?
Do you think that could be happening?
I'm not going to make allegations that you can't possibly prove, but I'm certain that
I'm not trying to make an allegation. I'm just
but whatever has been going on between Man City and the lawyers and UEFA, they've employed the hotshot lawyers that specialize in this type of legality. And if I could say my heart tells me that yes, there is money changing hands. then my head's saying, well, would it be that stupid? Are they doing it in some other way? Are they getting the lawyers to do all the dirty work and paying the lawyers big bucks to get them back into the Champions League? Like they got the ban rescinded on a technicality, because all it takes is some whistleblower to come out and say, "Yeah, Man City gave me money and a brown envelope in a car park in Abu Dhabi 2 years ago," and the whole thing's blown open. So I don't know whether to be foolish enough to go directly and hand over money, but there are other ways of doing it. There is ways of giving them paying for hotel bills when they go away on trips. There's fancy, flights to first class flights to here, there, and everything. You can do it another way, and which isn't actually cash, but it's benefit in kind. You're getting benefit for services rendered, but you're not being paid it in cash. So I don't know, but I'm sure. Let's just say I'm sure none of the UEFA boys ever go and stay in a 3-star hotel when they're away.
Well, look, I think it will. I think there's more to this than meets the eye. I really do, and I think UEFA and FIFA are, my opinions, are corrupt organisations that need rebuilding from the foundations up.
Yeah, I agree.
And the foundations that they were built on, I think, and the way the predecessors that built these organisations, I think that they're looking back, turning in their graves to seeing how their organisations are now being run. Yeah, in my opinion.
True.
Anyway. Just to end off this, Philip, a few transfer rumours. Henderson is unsettled in Saudi Arabia and could confirm his desire to leave this week. The former Liverpool defender has interest from across Europe. Al Ittihad will not be prepared into a sale, Philip. Now, of course, here Juventus are the latest side to voice an interest in signing the midfielder, which is 90 minutes revealed earlier this month that Henderson is unsettled in Saudi Arabia, which we all knew about anyway, and we all know Steven Gerrard could lose his job as well, Philip.
Yeah.
The bit I want to get your thoughts on is this bottom bit. Now, I don't know if you can read that, Philip, if you've got it on your TV.
Have it on the screen there, yeah, more likely permanent. Etihad are determined to ensure their finances are protected in any possible departure. Suitors would have to pay Henderson's wages in full, 770 grand sterling per week, even if the 33-year-old agrees to lower his salary to facilitate a return to Europe. While Etihad would also demand a loan fee on top to help them bolster their squad. I mean, what team in their right mind is going to pay a 33-year-old or 34-year-old, whatever he is, 770 grand sterling a week to come on loan to them, plus a loan fee? It's not going to happen. But then Jordan Henderson has to be very, very careful here. If he comes back inside 2 years, he's liable for a hefty tax bill on his tax-free salary out in Saudi. So it could cost him 3 million quid. So it must be pretty bad out there when he's risking the fact of having to pay all that tax to come back into Europe. And but he should have known. He should have known when he went out there that this big. Remember, they pushed out a real no expenses spared video of him landing in Jeddah, wherever it is. And he turns up wearing his rainbow armband, which is conveniently blotted out in the video that was released. He should have known. And I would say it's Jordan Henderson's family kicking up over there, because you know that women are not treated very well in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
You can't do things you can do in England where you get arrested. So maybe that's behind it all. But he's made his bed now, and I've absolutely no sympathy for him. No sympathy at all.
No. Now, Conor Gallagher, Philip, this is only a rumour. Tottenham exploring the sign of Conor Gallagher during the summer window when Chelsea were open to a sale. However, Spurs' inability to shift other players such as midfielder Højbjerg meant they could not raise the necessary funds to complete a deal. Now, this is from 90 minutes as well, Philip, again. Understands that while Tottenham interest in Gallagher remains, the sale of a player like Højbjerg would have to go through first, not least because they're hoping to strengthen in other areas first, which they have done. And Postecoglou is also happy to hold on to the Dane until the end of the season. Chelsea could sell Gallagher this month if a bid of a region of £50 million comes in. Contract talks have not advanced recently. His current deal is up in 2025, but the England international would prefer to stay at Stamford Bridge. Pochettino is desperate to keep hold of him. Now, we're hearing reports that Tottenham are now in talks with Chelsea over a loan deal with a loan to buy, Philip.
Right.
What do you think will come out of that? Could you see Højbjerg being used as a make weight? That Højbjerg going the other way?
No. Højbjerg won't go to Chelsea. I can't see him fitting in at Chelsea.
Why do you say that, Philip?
I just don't think he's. I just don't think it'll happen. I think what'll probably happen is Conor Gallagher wants to stay at Chelsea. Pochettino wants him to stay. So it's obviously Todd Bowley or the powers that be that are looking at the buying the finances and they need to sell him out to get rid of him. Right now, if he comes on a loan deal, that's not giving Chelsea any more financial clout because they're not getting the fee for him until the summer.
Yeah, but if you look at it, yeah, I get what you're saying, Philip. But if Chelsea are not going to offer him a new contract, they're making everything as possible uncomfortable for the player to be there.
But he still has 18 months to go in his present contract. It's not as if he's in the last 6 months of it, you know.
Yeah. So look, I think they could use Højbjerg as a mag weight and say to Pochettino, look, here's Højbjerg, and we'll take him online and we'll pay so much of his wages as well, and here's so much of a loan fee. Do you know?
I don't know. I think Højbjerg is going to the continent if he's going anywhere. I don't know. Listen, if Calvin Phillips is available quicker, who's not played that much football and wouldn't be as much of a loss to Manchester City. Conor Gallagher is one of Chelsea's best players this season, so that's what I can't see why they want to get rid of him. You know, I know Pochettino doesn't want to get rid of him, but the powers that be do. So I think if the two of them are coming, it's more likely to be Phillips purely because he's more available.
Yeah, I don't think Philip wants to come. I think he wants to make a mark at Man City personally.
Well, now he's been there long enough. He hasn't even made a mark on the door yet. He can't get into the side.
Well, whose fault is that? Is that Philip's fault or is that Pep's fault?
It's because of the squad. The squad is big, and he doesn't. He is number 3 in the pecking order in the midfield.
There's a question here, Philip. Are teams buying for the sake of buying?
No. I tell you, when they bought him, they bought him after a very good season at Leeds, and it was a great move for the lad. But he got a championship medal for playing about 90 minutes. You think about it, you know. So he surplus to requirements, I think, at City. He was on the bench tonight. He never got on. It's like City could sell Calvin Phillips. I wouldn't even miss him. You know.
Now, Jota, Tottenham are confident of finding an agreement with Al Ittihad to take the winger on the initial loan with a purchase clause. The 24 was left out the Al Ittihad squad for this season's Saudi Pro League, but has been used in their Asian Champions League games. Would you be happy with this one, Philip?
I'd like to take him on loan. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we saw enough of him at Celtic to know he's a good player. Pochettino knows him well, and I think they got on well up in Celtic. So yeah, he'd be one I'd take in a heartbeat.
Now, Philip, there's a few here. Which ones do you want to talk about? And these ones, Philip. So I'll let you take your pick.
I'm looking at the top one, Bruno Guimaraes. There's a rumour that Newcastle may take less than the 100 million release clause because their financial status is so poor at the minute regarding FFP. So that and PSG, I think, are in for him as well. So that's interesting. I'm not going to discuss Arsenal because why should we? Liverpool, Borussia Dortmund, and Leipzig have all been told that by Juventus that 30 million Kenan Yildiz is not for sale. Well, fair enough, that's not going to happen then. And this is the Jordan Henderson one again. I mean, Juventus haven't got a pot to piss in at the minute financially, so why are they going to afford that sort of money? Even if he halved his wages, it's 385 grand a week, which is probably more than nearly everyone's getting. There's anybody getting that sort of money. And this is the one that interests me in the bottom. Chelsea's 4 striker shortlist is comprised of Brighton's Evan Ferguson, Brentford's Ivan Toney, Bayer Leverkusen's Victor Boniface, and Napoli's Victor Osimhen. The best. I know he's Irish and I know he's a great prospect, but there's no way Evan Ferguson's worth 100 million at the minute.
No, I don't think he is, Philip.
Ivan Toney has said he's going to stay at Brentford. Whether he's done that just to keep the Brentford fans happy for a while, I don't know. Victor Boniface, I don't know much about him, but the one I'd go for is Osimhen. He is a good player. Really, really good player. So I'd be worried now if Celtic got him or Chelsea got him.
Yeah. I'll go back to that in a minute. Just got through a few chats, Philip, and then we'll finish off. Simply Aces, my big problem with our team over the last 4 years is that we've had no desire to win a European competition. Hopefully we will qualify for the competition and we're going to win it rather than make the numbers up. Yeah, that's what we want. Big T's asking here, Philip, what would happen if the Premier League clubs banded together and refused to recognise the corrupt FA?
Well, the FA hasn't really been accused of corruption that much. It's more UEFA, you know. I don't know. It's it's the strength in numbers, okay, but you need to have nearly every club behind you to make that work. You know, be tricky.
Is the Premier League corrupt, Philip?
Just- oh, damn, I don't know. Maybe
No,
maybe
I'm
it
asking a
is.
serious question here, though.
It might be. I mean, it might be. Listen, there's corruption at some level in every level of society,
So
regardless of what it is.
why is it taking so long for the Premier League? They were quick enough to chuck 10 points at Everton, right? Why is it taking them so long to come out with whatever they're coming out with Chelsea, Man City? So why is
Well,
it taking them longer?
Isn't it for Man City? Isn't it an independent tribunal that's looking after that? And I'm open to correction on this, but I believe because City didn't cooperate with the investigation, that they have no right of appeal on the decision.
Yeah.
Whereas Chelsea did cooperate, and they do have a right of appeal.
Yeah,
So
so
that's
why
two
is it
different
taking the
scenarios.
Premier League so long to come out with
Well,
Chelsea?
but it may not be if it's an independent lot, Dermot. It's not somebody else is doing it for them, and they will make a report to the Premier League. That's probably the way. That's the way I understand it. I'm open to correction on that now.
No, yeah.
But it'll take time. It'll take time because the lawyers will slow everything down. Every time you go to a solicitor, it slows it down. It slows it down. They'll be going at a snail's pace to finish that off.
Yeah. Owen says Jordan Henderson's on 700 grand a week. I'm sure my heart bleeds for him.
Yeah, I know. Shocking. Isn't it?
Martin 985 says players are so woke. They live in their own silly world. He also says if Henderson is caring for the minorities, why doesn't he pay them half his immense wages? So true.
Good point.
Owen says gives Chelsea a swap deal for Dombele. Just saying. That's not bad.
Dombele looks like he's staying in Napoli anyway. So
wasn't it Pochettino who wanted Dombele when he was manager?
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Well, he signed in 2018. Pochettino. No, how did he sign? 2002. We moved into the stadium in when?
Poch was manager when
Poch signed
Dombele.
him. Yeah, Poch signed him. Yeah. He did. Sorry.
So Poch wanted him.
It's just he's been there that long and he's done nothing for us. I'm kind of confused when he actually came to us.
We got here. Who's this? Philip. Sorry, I don't like to butcher anyone's name.
BM. Hang on, it goes up on the screen. BM. Hang on. BM Kish. Sorry. BM Co. Sorry, Bean Co. Yeah.
Yeah. Arsenal's hands also tied to. I think they are, aren't they, Philip? Oh, bless you.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And then Chelsea.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Excuse me.
FFP stay humble. Says FFP is put in place to keep the top six as the top six and give little chance to smaller clubs to grow.
Yeah, but every club is bound by it, you know.
And
but smaller clubs don't spend the big money that the big clubs do anyway. So
Premier Hotspur TV says, do we slowly start giving Levy credit for how he's handling things at the club? Right. I want to say this very quickly, Philip. Are the seeds of the sows that he are the flowers now? How can I put it? Right. Are the vegetables that he sowed years ago, Philip? Is he now get? You know what I mean?
It's just the word vegetables.
And Levy, I know.
Stick to flowers, Dermot. Stick to flowers.
Yeah, you know what I'm getting at, though.
I do. Yeah, I know. I'm really messing. Well, listen. You know that we are quick enough to jump on Daniel Levy's back when he signs a vegetable, but or does something wrong, which he's done lots of. Let's face it.
He's signed some rotten vegetables over the years.
He's signed some flipping awful ones, and he's also missed out on some that he should have bought. Now, 22 years, he's got a lot of things wrong, right? He has also got things right, like the new training ground, the stadium, the way we're financially independent by earning money from other events other than football. And I think he deserves credit for what he's done this January in allowing Ange to build the team with players that he wants in, not players Daniel Levy wants in. So at the moment, he's in credit for this January. Now, please, Daniel, don't put yourself back in the negative position by doing something stupid before the end of the season, because in the minute you've got a bit of goodwill out there. You'll never get goodwill from everybody, but you've got a bit of goodwill from most people who recognise success when you see it, and will be just as quick to jump on your back when you fail. So at the moment, it's looking okay, and we are a very well-run club. Let's face it, we are a very well-run club.
Is it right that the infrastructure that he put in, we're now getting the benefits off now?
Yeah. Well, I just see the other day there that there's more NFL games slated for the stadium in October. I think Chicago Bears are coming over to play.
Yeah, they are.
So they'll make a lot of money. They make a fortune on those NFL games, you know.
My vegetable quote's going down quite well with Carl. Martin says Spurs players are vegetables. Carl Sauce are them bloody vegetables. Owen said, "What? Levy's a legend. Never done anything wrong." LOL. Big
Oh
up
well,
to
he
you.
has done lots wrong, you know.
Romero was a total veg when he got sent off. What have I started, Philip? What have I started? Stay humble.
The minute you said vegetables, I thought, here we go.
Yeah, I knew. The minute I said it myself, I thought, oh God, I fucked up. Stay humble. Imagine if Levy Soderman got someone like Bowley throwing stupid money at stupid players. The grass isn't always greener.
Yeah, that's very true.
Point,
yeah, very true. And Todd Bowley, I mean, I think that the sponsor for Chelsea should be Billy Smart's Circus.
Yeah,
because that's what it is down there, you know.
Yeah, it is. Simply Ace, we were lucky to get Dragushin as he chose us over buying due to Levy's haggling. It wasn't really Levy's haggling. He put the money in, didn't he, Philip?
Yeah. It was the agent was trying to get more money for himself by bringing your man to Bayern. That's what it was.
What were we told, Philip? Was it 2.5 million for coming to Spurs and 3.5 million if he went to Bayern? The agent would have
he would have made $1 million. He would have made $1 million extra.
Yeah.
And let's face it, that's what the agents want is money in their back pocket.
Yeah. We are the only team in the top six who can spend money. And this is always my point, Philip. Can we now get a march on the top six? And I think we have.
Well, we've spent a good bit now. We've spent a fair bit of money. How much is left in the kitty now? Who knows? We might need to sell just to make up up another purchase.
We've got NFL games. Was a shrewd business move. It really was, Philip. Levy has haggled less these days. He's kept well out of it, Philip.
That's because Scott Money's there now, and this Frankie fellow
and Paratici.
Like he's got a good squad of lads looking after that now, rather than him. He can let him stick to the purely running the administration side of the club, which he's very, very good at.
Yeah. We've got Owen. All Spurs players are vegetables. They turn up to every game. I like that. My vegetable girl was looking at me thinking I've totally lost the bloody plot here. When I said vegetables, she just looked at me and went, "You had that for your dinner." I did. I had a lovely dinner, actually. I tell you one thing, I've got to say, my other half is the best cook in Ireland. I'll tell you one thing, she really is. There you go.
That's some
She's sitting there
compliment.
with a big head now. There's a compliment. Look at the big head.
You're only saying that to get out cooking dinner tomorrow, don't I know, yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly, Philip. You hit the nail on the head there. My bag's back. I got a bad back. Paratici bought Jorgensen to the Juve system, gave him his chance. His loyalty was with Don Paratici.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, good point.
It was. Well, Philip, that's the end of the first Cockeral Clock podcast of 2024.
Yeah.
One
Get
down.
The year right. Get the
306. One down, 364 to go.
Oh, no, I want to do one every day now. 51 to go.
Oh, 51 to go. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, didn't I like to keep you on
we'll be turning into a vegetable.
What vegetable would you turn into, Philip?
Probably a Brussels sprout.
Oh dear, I would have thought of cabbage, but that'd be me actually. Anyway, on that bombshell,
I'll ask the Swedish chef which is the best vegetable.
Oh, don't you start bringing him up again.
I can't do it now because it's only on my phone, but I would have done otherwise.
Oh, what no one can see is Dermot's missus with a shotgun because they behind the camera.
Yeah.
I just got a funny look there. Yeah. He was only joking. Yeah. Great show as always, gentlemen. Dermot would be a cauliflower. I'll take that actually. I'll take that. I've been called a lot worse.
Or cabbage.
Dermo is a glazed parsnip.
Oh, that's very exotic. Yeah.
It is, yeah. I had parsnips for dinner actually. There you go. Anyway, but Philip, we're on tomorrow. You're not here because you're traveling to my former neck of the woods, Mullingar.
Yeah.
Joe Dolan's hit county.
I'll tell the statue you're asking for him.
Yeah, tell him there. They've got a massive church in Mullingar, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, nice town.
And we've got Neil Shafton. Where have you been for this hoe? He comes in right at the end. He says, "I've made some sausages stuffed with cornbread."
Oh, Oh, that
Nice.
sounds different.
And Carl said it's tip to go with his poll, Philip.
It's what?
Very funny. Very funny, Carl. Yeah, I'll put it on for you. You can watch on your TV now. Anyway, Philip, so we've got the watch along tomorrow, of course, with Man United Tottenham. Then Monday it is back with the Spurs transfer show where we're going to do I think we might pre-record the post-match and put it as a members-only video for the guys to speak, Philip, as a way of saying thank you. It's been a mad week, hasn't it, Philip, channel-wise? We've grown on the channel-wise.
Yeah, it's been massive numbers this week. It's been really, really good, you know. And that's because the stuff we've been putting out, like the transfer rumours, which turned out to be absolute fact, was very good. We stuck to our guns, and Dermot stuck to. I mean, I must say, I was doubting Thomas for a while, but more over the logistics of the transfer rather than the end result of it. But it turned out very well for us in the end, and the proof of that will be tomorrow at Old Trafford when we win.
Yeah, of course it will. Yeah, and then of course we're back all next week with our Spurs transfer show. We've got the roundtable discussions taking a bit of a break from next week, isn't it, Philip?
Yeah, we're giving it a break.
So
because we've got
Thursday we have a little
match next weekend. We've no match next weekend. It's totally free.
Yeah. So anyway, Philip. So next Thursday we've got a little surprise show coming up. Do you want to tell people what we're going to do? Because I'm really looking forward to this.
Is this the hang on now? Sorry, I'm a bit behind because of my laptop problems. I'll let you break the surprise there.
Right. Every week we're going to do one on Saturday as well. Me and Philip, on Saturday we're going to do the FA Cup memories, where we're going to go over Tottenham's love affair with the FA Cup next Saturday at 3:00 instead of Premier Saturday. I don't think there's any Championship games next week, is there, Philip?
I don't know. Actually, I don't know.
But if it's not bad, that's what we're going to do. But next Thursday, we're going to take a trip down memory lane. We're going all the way back to 60-61, where me and Philip are going to pay homage to the double side.
Yeah.
And just tip a hat back and say thank you to Bill Nick. And also what we're going to do in the same show, we're actually going to pay a little thank you to the 50-51 side, which is linked to the double side in a few ways more than a lot of Tottenham fans don't realise. And actually, that 50-51 side was responsible for a couple of major achievements by Tottenham and England in the 60s. So we're going to top ahead back that. We've got all the usual shows. So that's next Thursday. And then every Thursday after that, it's up to you guys. You guys tell us which team or which decade you want me and Philip to look back on. If you want to look at the 81 side or the 82 side. So please put into the chat and the comments what year you want me and Philip look back. And there's a little called Look Back in Time with me and Philip. So that is now every Thursday. As the round table, we're sort of going to put it to bed for a little while and then bring it back when the football season start off again. So I'm looking forward to that, Philip, next Thursday, 60-61.
Yeah. Absolutely.
We've got Danny and Zito. We've done that one. Where is it? Good night, guys. Thanks for a lovely show. See you tomorrow. Thank you, boys, says Sanchez, Bethnal Green. Great crack tonight. Made me smile.
Good stuff.
That's what we're here for, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, that's it.
That's what
life's serious enough. Life is serious enough, you know.
It is. We've got Daniel Romero's in the squad, and who said that? Premier Sports TV said that as well, Philip, that he's in the squad.
Right. And said he wouldn't be, you know, so
yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows? But anyway, thank you so much, Philip. Enjoy your trip to Mullingar tomorrow.
Yeah, send me the link. I may tune in when I'm traveling. I may join you for a while if I can, you know.
Yeah. But anyway, well, listen, we're on 4:15. I'm on at Dave's tomorrow at 12:30 in the morning. So join me there as well if you can. Philip, I'm going to play out our new intro. I love our new intro.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
It is. And so enjoy it, guys. We're on tomorrow at 4:15. Come on, you Spurs. In Big Ange, we trust.
Very, very many people interested in football. And I always thought that football was a very important game. But I never realized until today just how important it is.
Whether the Wonder Boys of White Hart Lane are or are not the team of the century can't possibly be more than a matter of opinion.
Well, they're the finest team in Great Britain and one of the best in the world.
We are about the glory of the game. We are about playing with style. We are Tottenham Hotspur. The curve of the ball, the billow of the net, the beating of the trap and the picking of the lock, the swiftness of thought, the lightness of touch. We are Ginola, Greaves, Klinsmann. We are the collective gasp, the intake of breath, the flick, the trick, the 30-yard free kick. We are Hoddle, Mabbott and King. We are the lob, the chip, the dummy and the volley. We are the hat trick, the scissor kick. We are Bill Nick.
That is schoolboy's own stuff.
We are the outside of the boot, the inside of the net, and those seconds that last forever.
It's Lucas Moura. Oh, they did it! I cannot believe it! Lucas Moura with the last kick of the
We
game.
are Jennings, Defoe, and Perryman. Glory past, glory future, what was, what is, what's next. We are Blanchflower, Ardiles, and Bale. We are about winning with a flourish. We are about winning with style. We are about the glory of the game. Daring to try, daring to risk, daring to dream. To dare is to do.